Okay. Are we ready to go live? We ready to go live? We live.
Yeah, you just gonna pop us on and not say anything.
I wanted to catch the plant talk.
And not say
anything. I wanted to catch the plant talk.
Well, I love my plant. And when I do water it correctly, it grows. Like that new one up there is a new one. And then when I water my other one, right? Like, look at that one. Look at those. Yeah. I'm trying to get it to go. So at the end of the show, we're going to show you, homie. You know what I'm saying? My plant wall. But I'm trying to get them to, like, go up. And end up curving up. I'm going to make them do it.
You got an expert sitting right next to you.
And that's why she looks like she's in deep thought.
Because she loves them. And she loves them.
Every time I come over here, I'll be like,
She always gets the inspiration. Yeah.
Yes.
You should see my kitchen. That's why. So yeah, I'm a plant person too. I love plants.
3 plant moms.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I just kill them. So I'm the mom that kills the plants and be like, "Help me! What did I do wrong?"
That's bad. I killed a couple of ferns. We tried to put some ferns on the front porch, and we thought that they needed a lot of sun, and they did not. They need a lot. Yes, don't do that. Big Cap, specifically you.
Indirect light. You can't be giving it that harsh ass light.
Don't do me like that. I learned the hard way. 4 ferns later.
Yeah.
4 ferns.
Yeah, homie.
4 ferns later.
Yeah, homie. Like, you need to be a little bit smarter.
Yeah.
Save your money.
I gave up after the second fern.
I'm done.
Yeah, I can't do ferns.
I can't.
Yeah, I won't get another one.
No. Well, you've had 4.
I
think 3 is what was it? 3 is a charm?
Yeah.
So after the 3rd one wasn't a charm, I don't think you should have tried the 4th.
You know what? I was buying them in pairs because I was trying to be aesthetically pleasing.
Yep, and just killing them both at the same time. And they was looking at each other outside dying.
That's
like, he did this to us
at the same damn time.
You know, I got a neighbor and they have 2 really successful ferns. No help, by the way.
Outside?
Not any input, nothing. Yeah. They got a nice house right in the shade, though. Right in the shade. But no input, no help.
So even if it does get light, it ain't like that full on all day light. You know, it might get a little bit as the sun passes, but it ain't that full on. You know what? I talk trash, but I killed one of my, what are these, patos? Because I had put a patos outside and the sun like burned it. But I also have one that sits right in the sun and it's super thick. It loves that sun, but it has a sheer curtain. I guess that sheer curtain is just that little bit of element that it needs because that one don't burn. It just grows mad thick. Like it could kill you. That's how thick it is.
I don't know.
Are you
sure
it was the sun?
It was definitely
the
sun.
Kill pothos.
Yes, you can. The sun can burn them bitches. You try it. You go ahead and put a pothos outside in direct sunlight. My back porch gets a lot.
I'm glad you said it because I don't know much about plants, but I do know those are very hard to kill. So the fact that you pulled that off, I feel like you and me neck and neck. Me and my friend, you and your pothos.
Was going with that.
Right.
I think that's where the direction.
Yeah.
I want to also add though that it was a water baby. It wasn't like a dirt baby. So water babies are a little more finicky anyway. It wasn't like it was a dirt baby. Dirt babies, I don't think it would have died as quickly as the other one. But after that, I just was smart. I didn't want to try another one. I just pulled them inside. I didn't try a second and a third. And
hey, Big Cap, I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter. I ain't never been a quitter. I ain't never been a quitter.
So it's all in perspective because you might not really be a quitter. You just are coming to terms with what you're not good at.
That's a fact.
It's called acceptance. So that way you can have a little bit more peace in your life instead of viewing it as such a challenge all the time.
I'm going to adopt that.
You should definitely try it and see. Let me know in 21 days how that works out for you.
Listen, you can get them again. Just put them on the back porch.
I won't.
With the sun,
I won't.
So strong.
I won't do that. Hey, Big Cat, we just learned about acceptance. So I'm going to accept.
I won't. I love how you did that.
I'm going to go ahead and accept that I can't. I'm good on the ferns for sure.
I will say the Monstra was the one that was giving me a hard time.
Montera?
Whatever they're called. Because I got the ZZs down. Those are super dope. I love those. And I forget what the other one. That one in the corner over there.
The snake plant.
Yes, the snake plant. I got that down too. It was the Monstera or Monstra or
Really?
whatever. Yes, I
They're
had. So
easy.
I had. No, they're not. They're finicky. You got to make sure you give them the right amount of water at the right amount of time, and they want the right amount of light too. But I found one that loves me, or maybe he loves where he's planted, where he's at, because this one loves me. I got him growing.
Let me tell you something.
I feel so good. I feel so proud.
Where do you get your plants from? Do you go to a nursery or?
That part too. The first one that I got was already kind of dead. It was given to me as a Christmas gift. And the person isn't like a plant person. So they didn't know how to pick the healthiest plant. I feel like they just grabbed one and was like, here, it's the one that you said you wanted. So I wasn't surprised when that one died. And then the other one, I think I repotted it too quickly. All eager for like bigger leaves, like, come on, grow quick. And then it was like, no, what are you doing? You didn't even really let me fully get established before you threw me in this big ass pot. I don't know. It didn't like it. But this one loves me. This one came from my niece too. So maybe it's from who it comes from too.
Are we done with the plant talk?
Okay.
Are we though? Because listen,
Y'all just got really
I
deep
could
into
go.
it.
I could go because
see.
I disagree with the plant. I repot my
So
plants
that's
as soon
a no
as I
for
get
that.
them. But no, we can be done.
Okay.
not as soon.
And
See, for
Monstera is my
me,
favorite plant. I have a forest.
well then
of
give me
Monstera.
some. Give me some. Because I need some coming from good energy, obviously. Because the ones that came from them other people, they died. It died.
Are we done with
See?
the plant talk?
Okay, we can be done.
We're done with the plant talk.
Are we?
Yay! To be done with the plant talk so we can start the show.
You started.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pandagasms.
Energy. Homie, we need energy. Energy. Let me
And
just show
I am your lovely hostess, Panda. And I have my lovely co-host, Big Cat.
Hey.
What is it called again? The NPCs?
Oh
Big
yeah,
Cap,
the
the
NPC.
Big Cap,
I'm
the
the
NPC.
NPC. What up? What up? What up?
Big Cap, the
Revenge.
NPC. And then we have Nettie Boo.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Nettie Boo, baby, baby, baby,
Hi,
baby,
guys.
baby, baby.
Ice cream good.
Oh, gosh.
Don't do
Why
that.
did you do that?
You shouldn't have reminded me.
Because you did such a great job with it the last
I'm
time.
done with
It was
you.
amazing.
I'm done.
And we have our lovely guest, the homie.
Thank you guys for having me.
What's up, big
I
homie?
appreciate the invite. I appreciate the invite.
Thank you for joining us. Where are you located, the homie?
Welcome, baby.
Where are
I'm in
you?
Pittsburgh. I'm in Pittsburgh right now.
See, this is why I love this this version of life in 2023 with being able to connect with people
Listen,
online through media like this.
you know what started this, right? COVID.
COVID. I know.
Everybody wants to say COVID
Yeah.
was bad. Listen,
Some good
yes,
things definitely
it
came
was
out of
slightly
COVID.
terrible, but
And this is one
there
of
were a
the good
lot
things.
of good things that came out of COVID. And I feel like we ain't gonna go down this path, but
We're
I
not.
feel like if people focus more on the good, they would see the good. That's
Right.
all I'm gonna say. We're gonna leave it there because I
Yeah.
have a lot to say about
Because
that.
Pandagasms was born during COVID. So
Boom.
there's that.
Boom.
There's that.
Boom.
So,
Look at this.
Mhm.
and
I don't know
also
if you
hello
needed
to
that
our
joke.
guests that are watching so far. I see Carla. I see Beige Zen. Oh, that's it so far. But I do see we have 6 people watching. So if you're watching,
What's up,
just
y'all?
say hey. You
What's
know,
up?
What up? What up?
we don't bite unless you want us to. But yeah, just say hi. Hope you got your drinks of water or iced tea or whatever that makes you comfortable, so that you're sitting down to enjoy this ride. So
Like
we
you ain't
can-
drinking alcohol.
What's in my cup stays in my cup. In my cup. Anyway, always remember that this is a very transparent show. You could be as honest or dishonest as you want. You can expose or
Don't be
not
dishonest.
expose. Not
Don't do
dishonest.
that.
Okay. You can
Just
omit
be
as much
quiet then.
information as you'd like, or be as transparent as you
Or
like.
say it was a friend, but like don't be dishonest.
I didn't mean dishonest. Thank you for the
You
correction.
said that.
I didn't mean that literally, like for real. You know what I mean? But yeah,
I like it.
everyone in the comments there usually really very respectful and just because everyone just likes perspective. I just don't want to change anyone's mind. We're just here to have fun. Let's just keep that in mind. It's just adult, honest fun. That's it. You know, where we learn from one another so that we can get different perspectives of life. And that's what we're here for, to just enjoy life together via the internet.
Let's do this.
And let's go.
Let's do this.
All right, homie. You had a topic for us. Let's start.
Can he
with
doesn't
you.
introduction? You.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You
introduction.
said the homie. You
Sorry.
did say it. You
The
said
homie.
special guest.
I did. I introduced it.
So won't
I
you
was.
tell the people how we know?
Tell yourself. Who are you, sir?
Oh my goodness.
You gonna do me like that? Okay.
That's exactly what she did.
I'm your best friend.
But did you like that though, right?
Word. I'm your best friend. Today's episode, we're gonna address me as homie or the homie. But born and raised in Boston, Mattapan mostly. Met my homie here in high school, and we've been rocking ever since. Within the last.
No, we met in middle school, bro.
Fam, you went to the Lewinburg, I went to the Timothy. We met in High Park
And
High.
so did our mutual friend, and we met on the streets of Mattapan through our mutual friend when I was in middle school.
Oh,
No.
Those are middle school.
You got me mixed up. I know when I met you. I know when I met you. All right, listen.
Shalom.
He said that was another best friend.
Shalom.
That was your other best friend.
Get her later. Get her later about that one.
Word.
Okay, go ahead. Your
Word.
version. Tell us your version.
No, for sure. We definitely met in the hallways of High Park High.
This is
What
his
you
That's
said?
what he
version.
said. You told him to say it. We tried to give you a chance. You got that, homie. You
Get her,
talk.
Cap. Get her.
You know?
My version. We met in the hallways of high school, and we've been rocking ever since. Over the last year or so, maybe a little longer, she's been dabbling in the podcast world. I've tapped in a few times here and there. Definitely appreciated and enjoyed what I did here. And most recently, she asked me if I wanted to hop on and discuss some stuff. So here we are.
I love
That's
it.
what's up.
So to add
Here
to
we
that
go,
a little
here
bit,
we
no,
go.
I think it's important to add this prerequisite.
We tried to give her a chance, homie. Here she is. Here
No,
she
I'm
is.
not even gonna argue that, but I think it's important to add this prerequisite. One of the things that we connect the most on is our perspective of everything. Like we love conversation, we love different perspective, and we're constantly just like challenging each other to think outside the box.
So he's your mirror in male form.
Exactly. Like he is, and I think I am the person to call to be like, yo, what do you think about this? We give our thoughts on it, and then we just keep adding in like screws, like, well, consider this. What about this? And we can go for hours. I think it's important to add that to this, and be a reason why I asked them to come on the podcast, because it's a talking show.
Yes, I second that for sure.
Homie, what's your zodiac sign?
Leo.
And you are a Taurus.
Big bull.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to see
Which
the
are very
correlation.
compatible friends.
I just wanted to see the correlation. That's all.
Yeah.
I had a question, but I forgot.
Let's go to your first topic, homie. Let's go.
Hold on. Am I bringing it in?
Yes,
yeah, it's your
absolutely.
topic. Let's talk about it. What you want to talk about? We here for you.
Okay. So let's go with this one. I think this is probably the one that I feel maybe most passionate about, and it is. I kind of gave it a very general heading, and that is parental conflicts. But to dive deeper and to get more pointed, it's this age-old argument that kind of like explores: are we who we are today because of or in spite of? Right? And so in my household, me and my spouse, we don't get into, but we've had discussions about certain things that we want our child to experience. I'll give you the first one. I grew up on Blue Hill Ave, 28 bus, 29 bus, 14. I'm going from Mattapan to Roxbury. I'm on the orange line. I'm on the red line. That is how I learned my city. That is how I got around. That is kind of how I was exposed to what city living is like. You are liable to see anything and everything. I think traveling by way of transportation, public transportation, you get an education that you do not get at school, you do not get at the house. You just learn that. And I don't think you can replace that with anything. And so we're having a discussion and I'm just like, hey, what do we feel about, Bug is what I call my daughter. I'm like, yo, what do we feel about Bug taking the bus if she wanted to go to the mall, wanted to go hang out with friends? And my wife is like, bro, we got 2 cars. What are we talking about here? And I'm just like, but the bus is cool. And she's like, why would we ever put this kid on the bus? And I'm just like, that's actually a really good question. And I did not have a good answer. I think my only answer was because I took the bus. I took the bus. She should take the bus. She should learn how to get around. And she's like, but it's 100% unnecessary. And I had to live with that for a while before I had to, I had to spin the block and come back with, yeah, it might be unnecessary, but there's some things she gonna learn from being independent, self-sufficient, knowing how to navigate her way around the city. You know what I'm saying? And so I wanted to pose that to other parents just to see where you guys felt. Do you guys think that, one, it's unnecessary? If we have the means to do, should we do all the time?
Y'all want me to go first since I'm not the parent and then have the parents talk?
Can I say what I was going to say because I remembered?
Oh my God. Oh, she's the one. Say it. It's your show. Get it out before you forget again. Jesus Christmas. Get it out. Oh, now you're going to laugh because you can't get it out?
I'd like to say that when I had to reach out to him, I really was nervous. And I just want to say that the fact that I had to do all that work, I really appreciate Tashi being back from vacation because I really noticed how much I don't like talking to people that I don't know. And I appreciate how gentle and kind you were via email. And I really, really, really appreciate that. And I appreciate Tashi too, because I don't want to have to do this anymore. Reaching out to people.
God,
I don't like it.
That's what you interrupted us for?
Yes. Okay. And the fact that he was at the Beyonce show in New Orleans. And that was the first thing he started off in the email with. And I just want to say,
just putting it out there.
I just want to say that you're probably still on that high and you will for the rest of your life be on that Beyonce high, because I've seen snippets of the tour and I'm on the high and I wasn't even there and I'm not even part of the Beehive. But I just wanted to say that that's what I remembered when I wanted to say how we met in the beginning of the show.
And she cut off our quick conversation.
So,
I'm done with you.
So I will say that Beijing agrees with you.
Let's get that out and then I'll tell you.
Yeah. Someone mentioned Uber and we're like, Uber's not the same. And I agree. I can go first since, like I said, we talk all the time. So I've answered this question already. I totally agree. I actually have a nephew who is 17.
Wait, agree with who? Your friend or his wife?
No, I agree with my friend. Okay. In reference to experiences, like, obviously we want to provide to our children all of the things that we feel are, I'll call them like necessary luxuries, right? And we want them to have, want them to not feel like a struggle, right? Because we were taking the bus because we didn't have cars or we didn't have parents that was able to just drive us around, or even like 2-parent household where if one parent was busy, the other parent was definitely going to be there. You know, we kind of was forced to get around on our own. And I would say for myself in particular, I desired to want to be independent and get around on my own. I remember my mother thought I was taking the school bus, and I absolutely was not at the school bus stop, and I was at the MBTA bus stop because I wanted to take the MBTA to school, not the school bus to school. So
just tell a kid they can't do it and shouldn't do it.
No. But my mom, I never asked my mom. That was the thing.
Yeah, but you knew
so
she
she didn't say no. No, my mother wouldn't. My mother would have been like, yeah, like I don't know why, but yeah.
So this one just wanted to keep a secret.
But I think I agree with everything he said in reference to like building character. Like you learn things again that you don't necessarily learn at home or at school. You need to be on your toes. How many times you've been minding your business on the bus and something break out? Now you know for next time I gotta pay attention to what's going on around me. So if I need to get up out of a situation, I can get up out of it. And that's just one example. There are also
can I pause you there? Can I pause you there? Because I wholeheartedly agree with that. But I'm also a black male, and I'm much more likely to end up in a situation that I might have to get out of than, let's say, a black female, or in my case, a biracial female, right? Because my daughter's biracial. And I so desperately want her to have that level of situational awareness. I also don't want her to be anywhere near that kind of situation. So at times, not only am I in kind of conflict with my spouse, I'm also in conflict with myself too. Like, do you want her to know how to handle a fight if that breaks out? Yes, but also, do you want your baby near a fight? So it's like, what's more valuable? What are you thinking?
I feel like I want him to get on the bus at the bus stop after me. Like I'm gonna get on, or her. I'm gonna get on the bus, like 2 bus stops over there. We're gonna get on separately. We're gonna pretend we don't know each other. I'm gonna be in the back, just making sure that you're doing what you're supposed to. And just in case something happens that you don't know how to handle, I want to be there to be able to walk you through it. And I know that's probably like hovering parenting or helicopter parenting. I don't know. But I want to be able to protect him in his experiences.
In the beginning or the whole time?
No. I just want, I just want you. I just want to feel comfortable knowing that you can, because some of these lessons that we want our children to gain from these experiences are common, and I'm using air quotes, common sense type of things. And I feel like it's common sense reactions that come from upbringings that they don't necessarily have to experience, because we are raising them in different environments.
We're the last generation with common sense. So our kids, y'all's kids, are going to have a little touch of common sense, but most of them kids ain't.
I don't know.
So here's my thought on it. My question is, though, for you, homie, did you present that option to your wife, whereas you would ride with your daughter but not be right next to her? Just try it out a few times to see how it was.
Let me tell you something. In these situations, I'm either creative or passionate. All right, and I was way too passionate to be creative. So no, I didn't present any cool options.
Because in my experience, I needed that, and I grew this from it, and I got balls from it. Yeah, that's how you went in, when you should have given her the love side of it. So I would say I see both sides. I'm gonna play right in the middle. I see both sides. I will say this generation is totally different from our generation. They out here with guns and knives. Now, yes, they were out there with guns and knives back then, but I feel like they weren't so quick to, I don't know. I just feel like they weren't so quick to pull it. I don't know. I just feel like, and then there's trafficking up by so many numbers, with so many children just randomly disappearing. I just feel like it's an unnecessary situation to put a girl into, and I know I'm being sexist or at the moment, but I don't give a fuck. I feel like boys, yes, they do need to kind of ride the bus. You need to be aware, you need to kind of be on your P's and Q's. And I don't feel like women should be treated delicately. However, I feel like as a girl, and with the world the way it is, and people snatching these kids the way they're snatching them, I just don't feel like it's a necessary thing. I don't. I really don't. Show her some YouTube videos or something. I don't know. You gotta find another way.
This is what the bus looks like.
Yeah, like this.
The
is
wheels
what it looks
on the
like
bus.
On the bus. You know what I'm saying?
They still go round and round. They ain't changed.
You know what I'm saying? And just hit her with the back in my day. But I don't feel like she needs to actually be exposed to it. Maybe if you guys said, hey, let's go to the museum, and it was something where you said we're going to take, the bus there, that's something totally different. It's, but I don't know.
Listen, I know how to read a map. I know how to identify what bus I have to get on.
I know, and I understand that. And you could show them all that on the internet too. We didn't have that available to us, so we had to get on the bus and we had to go to the station to see that map and shit. We didn't have cell phones back then, so they can study a lot of that stuff on the internet. You can still make her
Don't say
wise.
study like we're history. Like
we are
because crazy.
I've been out of high school. Yo, I thought about it the other day. I've been out of high school for 20 years. We're history. So with that said, there are different ways to teach them what it is that you feel like you need them to know. You know what I mean? Without exposing them to the nitty gritty. I feel. Granted, I was a sheltered kid. I did ride the bus and stuff like that, but I wasn't out here in these streets like a lot of other kids were. No, for real. I really wasn't. Sheltered. So I don't recommend. That's my answer. It's a no-go. I understand it because I grew up in the same era, 84 baby, but no.
Copy.
So I have mixed feelings about it also. I, like Nettie Boo, enjoyed taking the tea as a kid. So
I did too.
I get why my kids, well, all right. So my oldest is 21. He's a boy. Then I have 15-year-old boy-girl twins. And my daughter hates taking public transportation. If I can pick her up and drop her off and she has door-to-door service every day of her life, she will be a passenger princess forever.
I believe it.
Her wanting to get on the bus is so cringy. She hates it. Absolutely. Her skin crawls. Her twin brother, complete opposite. He doesn't want to ride anywhere. He wants to take the bus. He wants to get on the... He wants nothing to do with me giving him a ride anywhere. My oldest boy, the 21-year-old, the man-child, he varies. He doesn't care. Okay. But I'm the one that's like, I don't want you out here on this bus. I don't want you taking the bus. I don't want you taking the bus. So, again, I see where your wife is coming from. Like, if they don't have to experience it, why let them? But on the flip side, I get it because I was a kid too. I totally get wanting that freedom, that independence of not being your parents' thong, your parents' G-string. However, I still get it where it's like, if I could cater to your needs, why expose you to something you don't necessarily need to be exposed to?
And I think age and grade matters
of that. I get all of that. So with today, the way I navigated with mine, we play it by ear. Majority of the time, because I'm navigating a absent parent household, I can't be everywhere at the same time, especially with all three of them having 3 different lives. They have 3 different friend groups, so it's extremely difficult for me. So we have those conversations like, hey, I would love to absolutely be able to pick you up, but I just can't. Tonight, my son has football practice. I'm like, I can't pick you up from practice tonight because I'm recording. I'm trying to be more consistent with my business that I'm trying to get to excel. So, and he's like, I get it. I'll walk with the boys. Cool. I'll be at the game Friday. Got you. So there's that part. My parents, my parents never had those types of conversations. So I decided when I become a parent, I want to do the things with my kids that my parents never did with me. Have conversation. So I'm at least starting with that part. Y'all might feel so, I'll tell them like, I get it. You may not want to hear this, but this is what is happening. I'll tell them what I can't do and then follow what I can do. So I have those conversations. So I guess I have all those avenues for taking the public transportation. If she could take it.
So you would prefer that they don't, but if they want to, you're okay with it.
Yeah. Okay. Like, especially, how does your daughter feel about it? Does she want to take public transportation?
That's a very good question, homie.
Did y'all even ask her how she felt about it before you chose for her?
Or were you trying to just put your life on your daughter?
Big Cat, I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you.
See what my name is.
So did you even ask her her thoughts and feelings about it? Like, does she want to take the bus?
So the best part about that is my daughter is nowhere near ready for public anything. These are just ideas. 4.
No. Don't do that because my son asks me every day. My son's 3, and he asks me every day to get on the bus. Every
to ride with
day.
You, not to go alone.
No. Mama, the kids, it's people. The school bus? I want to get on the school bus. I want the school bus. He's been, even before he started big boy school.
Okay.
There's a bus stop in front of my house. And when we leave, he say, Mama, look at the people. I swear he's been in daycare since 6 months. He's been around people, but for some reason, when he see them congregated on the corner waiting for the school bus, it makes him so excited, and he's been asking to get on the school bus for almost a year.
Again, a boy.
Yeah.
And she's a girl.
And then as a parent, it's scary.
Mm-hmm.
The thought of your children being on the school buses, it's scary because all the different, the different environment of children that are on the bus, and it's not always their fault. Then you got the bigger kids, and it's just like, whew.
That's the experience that they get. That's the worldly. Sorry, they get the school experience and the home experience. I don't know that they need that street life experience.
Yeah, and I
4 is too young.
Well, hold on.
But you know what? It's kind of proactive. I like the fact you guys are having this conversation early, though, because with time, both of your views may change.
Mm-hmm.
You might change your mind later, and that's fine. But
I be overprotective. Watch when she grow them boobies in the butt and all that. He gonna be like, "No, baby, I'm dropping you off. I'm picking you up. Where you going? Who you with?" Soon as that puberty, listen.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Once puberty hits,
I'm telling you, he thinks it's cute
or
now.
Whatever else.
I don't think it's cute now at all. not even right now. I don't even think. So I had a follow-up question for Big Cat, because you were talking about the you leaned on the safety aspect of things, right? And another avenue that I wanted to discuss, and this is something that I definitely have a lot of experience with. So my mom had 3 boys. We're all 10 years apart. So for the first 10 years of my life, only child, right? And she worked downtown, Filing's basement, every day from 12 noon to like 8:30. So my routine, after school, get on that school bus, walk home, go in the house, lock the door, don't touch the phone, don't look out the window, don't answer the door. You can make a sandwich, you can use the microwave, don't touch my stove. You take a bath at 7:30, be in the bed by 8. I did this for years.
Mm-hmm.
Years. And so in having more discussions, how do you feel about Bug being home by herself? What if we can't adjust our work schedules and she has to come home and be by herself? And Mom is like, nah, I don't feel that. I don't feel that at all. And it's not ideal, but I don't think I would be as concerned about it because I've done it before and I know that it's possible. So are you just as concerned about the safety aspect if a child is left home alone as you are if they being out in public?
So public, I'm more concerned as opposed to being home. I feel like home, there's cameras. I know you can track your child with your iPhone and things of that nature, but I feel like with home, there's that visual camera. It's that visual safety. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's more of a safety net. If you know your neighbors, that's something else where they could be looking out just to make sure nothing strange is going on. I just feel like it's a little more safe to do the home thing. I would say it also depends on how long of a time the child would be alone. Like nowadays, I don't know that kids are as advanced to be doing what we did back then, which was catching the bus, coming home, feeding myself some cereal, sitting down, watching a little Nickelodeon, faking like I did a little homework so it looks good. And then, taking my little bath and going to bed. We would do that. I don't know that the kids nowadays would. I think you would have to get them into a routine before you were sure to like go off and do that. But I still wouldn't want her catching the bus and doing that. It would need to be someone dropping her home and then she's, fending for herself or taking care of herself at home. But I don't want the buses.
And don't get me wrong. I don't want to paint this picture like I don't see at all why a parent would be nervous about their child just being home alone. I do. I just feel like the value that you can get from that level of independence so early. Yeah. I think that's something that stuck with me for a very long, to this day. You know what I'm saying? I know how to fend for self because I had to fend for self.
And I know how to be alone because I was alone for periods of time. So it's like I can sit by myself and be very content. I don't need people around all the time. I could just sit. I'm okay with that. Like, there's a lot of people, because they grew up in households with so many kids, they don't know what it's like to just be content with themselves,
But then there's also the ones that did grow up like that and are the complete opposite. So there's really nothing, because I had the same experience, but I hate being by myself because I like turning up. Granted, I could turn up by myself. It's not a problem. But if I had to choose, I wouldn't choose to be by myself. And I'm the baby of the family. I was always by myself. So there's the flip side of that. So you really got to ask people what they want.
I'd argue that you value the turn up that much more.
What? My kids are sick of me. What? Animal morning person? They are sick of me. Like, sick of me. Sick of me. Sick of me.
Nah, that's interesting.
It is.
What you think, sis?
I agree. I feel like so I wasn't alone. It was always myself and my younger sister because we're only 2 years apart. But um, I was responsible for myself and my sister a lot of the times because my mom had to work. So in the mornings, my mom was off to work. I was responsible for locking up the house, getting me and my sister out the house into the bus stop. And coming home, same thing. I was responsible getting us home, setting up whatever we need to set up. And it also bled into other things. So I helped my mom with doctor's appointments for us. Other type of activity appointment. Yeah.
Okay.
Because let me tell you something. I got my first job because I wanted to shop at Hip Zeppy and I didn't want to have to ask my mom for money. It was always like to help my mom. You know what I'm saying? So, but I feel like that speaks to my person. I like being able to do that speaks to my personality and those experiences. Some of the things that I've learned and having to do that, I am bringing it into adult life. Like I think about some of the actions that I do now as an adult and how I learned that back then. One thing is expiration dates on food.
I'm done.
Because I made us some tuna fish and the mayonnaise was bad. I didn't eat tuna fish for 10 years until I learned that the issue was the mayonnaise was bad. And I just didn't know it. But I was like 9. I didn't know.
Okay, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's the game changer. You should have led with that.
The whole thing is bad.
Yeah, you learned
lead with that. Like, why would
the whole thing was bad?
Why would you put us into that type of emotional distress?
To say I was 9.
Of your traumatic experience with tuna fish, you should have led with one time when I was 9. And we would have been like, oh, okay, we would have had a lot more. What?
But I'm just saying those are little things like I don't know that I've had a conversation with my child. I mean, he's only 3, but I don't know that I know many people where their parents specifically spoke to them about perishables. Like, you know, when this is what this looks like when it goes bad or check the dates. Well, I don't know. I don't ever remember having a conversation.
My mom was like, that looks old. Don't use that or something like that. But wait. Wow. Let's get to the comments. You look at the comments while I want. So what I do want to say is I feel like our experience from back in the day just gave us so much more common sense as opposed to what these kids are getting now. And it sucks, but it's better because I feel like it's safer.
Okay.
And so you got to figure out different ways to instill that common sense in them, like telling them, hey, look at the date on this. What's today's date? So what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Or things of that nature. Is there anything you need to read off of there? Oh, okay.
Got that. I like that. What I'm taking from Big Cap is we need to figure out ways to instill those lessons without forcing the experience. I could live with that.
Yep. Thinking outside the box, you know?
Hold on. This is a good question from Anissa Greco. Do you see that question?
Yeah. I'm going to read it. Okay. Sit back.
Oh, my goodness. That's her job.
So we have a question from the audience. Hey, niece. How do y'all feel about early independence versus growing up too fast? Like, are there age-appropriate avenues to foster independence and confidence that still allow the little ones to be little? Absolutely.
That's why I remember when I said age and grade and that stuff matters. Like 4, I think is too young, but I think teenage years is certain experiences that they do need to have, but 4 is kind of young.
So I was going to make the comment when you were talking about when you were making that comment that, and when you asked the question about kids staying home, I feel like you know your child to know when they're mature enough. So I don't know if it's a specific age appropriate time. I feel like it's a maturity appropriate time. And what they're building up to. And what I try myself is to be cautious of teaching my son independence versus forcing things on him.
Mm-hmm.
And I also try my hardest not to look at his age and add expectations to it. So I absolutely think there is a difference between early independence versus growing up too fast. But I don't associate an age to it. I wouldn't associate an age to it.
I would say our generation was the growing up too fast generation because
I
we were
think I
kind
might
of
agree with
forced to. Because our parents had to work the two jobs and had to do this, that, and the other to make sure we had the roof over our head. And there was no work from home. And there wasn't so many entrepreneurship jobs and, all these different things that the parents could do to be able to be there for their child, as we are now. So I do feel like if we were to look at the ages and the generation difference, yeah, we had to learn fast. We had to learn a little bit younger than we probably should have or would have if parents had different things, and their more money or, different opportunities. Yeah, you know what I mean? So
that's what's up. Can I ask a question
Mm.
to you specifically? I'm wondering, and I'm really trying to steal some game here. I'm trying to soak up some game. When your kids were younger, what are some things that you could remember you doing to kind of foster independence in yours?
who you asking, me or
Cap. Not Cap, Panda.
I'm about to say, because nobody else got older kids to be younger.
Exactly.
Things that I did for them to foster independence, honestly and truthfully, my experience as a mother was extremely traumatic due to lack of support. So I don't remember much of their childhood unless they bring it up. But to foster independence, we winged it. We figured it out whenever it came up. If they asked the question, I would find a way to present it to them. Again, like y'all said, through maturity. So whatever came out of my response to them and however they took that answer and went with it and navigated them through it, whatever.
Okay.
It's a free ride, but we're figuring this out together.
One of the I think maybe a few of the things that I think we are practicing now is baby girl is absolutely getting more and more comfortable picking out her own clothes, which is I'm learning a very big deal for her, and it turns into a big deal for us. But definitely allowing her to do that before it was not so much. There's that. I think I'm almost 100% hands off in the bathroom as far as like showers, brushing your teeth, wiping, like things like that, like just some of the girly things or just human things that you want to be private. I think we're kind of encouraging. No, figure that out. You don't need me in there. You got it. So some of that stuff. What'd you say?
No, I'm sorry. I'm teaching squat down. If you want to wipe your own butt, you gotta squat down.
I feel like there's an acronym you gotta come up with for that. For that. That was you gotta short.
Maybe Boo just be in her head thinking of other stuff. Because where did that come
And
from?
I hope mama's helping baby girl in the bathroom and she ain't just having to figure it out.
I know
No.
Mom doesn't even want her to take public transportation starting at the age of 4, and y'all don't even got that as a concern as of right now.
It was not a 4. We always have progressive and what was the word? Proactive conversations about what the future might look like.
Yeah.
So when we're discussing what kind of schools we want to go to, prep or public transportation, school, but we discuss everything. We talk about everything. Nothing's off limits here. So it might seem early, but I just be liking to talk. Sis told y'all at the top of the show, I like to talk. So we just be discussing things. Questions get asked, questions get answered, things like that. You said something. I lost it, but
while you're thinking, I just remembered something that I wanted to finish saying. Did you find your thought?
Nope.
Okay, good. So, and just to kind of go back, and it was the lack of support from their donor, not from like the nuclear family. Just to piggyback on the in the dependence thing. So a lot of the stuff, what I would try to when I was trying to figure it out, I would ask my sister-in-law. she was my go-to when my kids were going through stuff. So I would ask her stuff like, hey, how do I do this? And what should I do with that? She was the person that would give me feedback on how to like figure this out. Yeah, because again, they all got 3 different personalities. The twin boy, he was very dependent on his twin sister, and he's the older twin. So I was trying to figure out how to get him broken off of using her as a safety net. So there was a lot of stuff trying to figure out.
And now do you feel like he's too independent?
Way too independent.
See?
Now I want to root him in the throat.
Oh my God.
But that's another conversation for another day. I still love him though. And you know what? I hate that we have to use that disclaimer that when we say we want to just, you know, chop them in the neck, that we got to be like, but I love them. Like, that's a given. I'm still here thugging it out with them. So I obviously must love them if I'm still thugging it out. Because there's days I want to be like, tag team. But ain't nobody to tag in the team because I'm the team. So,
Marla, give us some examples of things that you have to deal with. Hit us up in the comments. Give us some examples of things you have to deal with. I feel like navigating a toddler is hard.
Extremely.
My son in particular is very independent, so I feel like I got it a little bit easy because I just go with the flow. He's initiated things, like he initiated privacy in the bathroom. Mama, privacy, close the door. I feel like when he's about to do a number 2, and this is probably why he kicked me out, but probably when he's about to do a number 2, he hold it until I get out. He'd be like, close the door. He's only...
I have a question. Do you think he initiated it or someone taught him privacy?
I mean, we practice privacy, but like official, like I'm not gonna even push until you get out the bathroom. I'm like, I get beat in the bathroom.
We practice privacy.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm huge.
You
on
know
privacy.
that I be right here with what goes on there, goes on here, what goes on there, goes on there. You know that I've always been there, but
I stand outside and I'm like, are you done? Okay. I give them their privacy.
Yeah, but yeah, to get back to what I was saying, I've been fortunate enough to have a child that's interested in being independent. So I really just go with his flow. And I'm trying to like get back to Nisa's question of early independence versus growing up too fast and appropriateness, just to make sure that we answer it.
I feel like we did.
But I feel like listening to Panda talk, I feel like it's very child specific, right? Because you answered his question basically like we wing it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I just swear, I wing it every day, all day.
And it made me think like
all 3 of them.
All 3 of them.
That's fair.
All 3.
And I feel like I just go with the flow of whatever.
You winging it too?
Yeah. But I've never, I guess I'm getting here because I've never felt like, I feel like he should be doing something, or like I probably should start practicing this. And it's been like a struggle. You get what I'm saying? Like with everything, even like teaching him how to spell his name, teaching him his date of birth, teaching him that he needs to squat down when he's gonna wipe his butt.
So it really does depend on the child.
It's all been like, oh, this is how I get to do this by myself. Oh, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what needs to happen for me to like be on my own. Oh, I'm gonna do it. Versus like consistent encouragement. You know what I'm saying? Even with like using the potty and stuff like that. I swear, I opened the potty, put it together, and I didn't even have to tell him to sit on it. Like, he just went. So I don't know. I feel like.
Are you bragging right now?
No,
I'm just saying. The parents who don't have such a
you have your proud mom moment. You are bragging. I'm that friend.
I'm looking the rest of the parents to come for her. Like, everybody else's life isn't that easy.
Brag, boo. Because that's how I felt with my first child. That's what made me go back for the next one.
Have another one.
And the universe was like, since you wanted one, I'm going to give you 2. Bing bong. And I was like, no.
See, you better shut your face. Shoot.
But it is definitely case by case. It varies by child. So
me personally, I want to be all that. So I, as a kid, I wanted half and half. Like, I would have preferred definitely to not have to take the bus and to be picked up and dropped off. However, I would have preferred to be more in the kitchen on my own, more cooking, you know, but my parents took care of that. I would have preferred to be more in the kitchen. I would have, I didn't mind the cleaning. I didn't like it when I was the only one cleaning, but I didn't mind the cleaning. But I would have preferred pickups and drop-offs. I sure would have. I wouldn't have taken the MBT. Even back then, I wouldn't have taken it unless but I had to learn that because I was forced to. But I was one of those kids who wanted certain independence. I didn't want the worldly independence. I liked the in-home independence where I was safe. You know what I'm saying? I felt like the comforts of my home independence.
Yeah,
I
I'm
know
starting
this
to feel
house
like
is
you a punk.
sprayed up independence. You know what I'm saying? Where I know my neighbor independence and their little barking dogs independence. Like that's the independence I wanted. I was forced to learn the buses and public transportation. I can't tell you all the stops on most of the lines even till this day because I didn't want that type of independence. I learned what I needed to learn to get to school, to get to my aunt's house, to get to where I needed to go. But that was all I was learning. I wasn't learning anything else. I wasn't exploring.
Did you have something to say regards to this? Because I kind of want to get to the next topic.
I'm sorry.
Why are you hating on me?
I'm not hating on you.
I felt like I just gave something else that was valuable. But
you did. You always have valuable input.
Let's go. What's the next one? Are we going with?
We're gonna go with his second topic
right.
since we're still discussing children and parenting with the parents that gatekeep their kid. Because let me tell you something. Well, do you want to give the context to that first before we give our insight?
I'll give the context and you guys take it away.
Go ahead.
Now pause. Before we do that, did Carla come back and tell you what she meant before we get past her?
Sorry, yes. Carla did give us some more clarification. She said, I absolutely encourage independent actions with her, such as learning how to be able to be comfortable without me being present. She also said party training wasn't anything easy, still isn't actually, and wiping that butt is crazy. And Beijing said it sure is.
See, I told you was
Carla, real quick. Carla, if you can hear me, listen, Nettie, she got an acronym coming soon, real soon. She's
the
gonna
squat
cook
shit
up
that
something
she
cool,
said.
something that's got to do with squatting down and wiping. She gonna get you all squared away. For sure.
Y'all better come up with a song so y'all can sing it to the kids and they think it's a jam and then they squat down and wipe right.
I'm sure Gracie's Corner got a song. Y'all better watch Gracie's Corner for y'all toddlers.
Baby, Einstein song.
You know what? I'm gonna plug my mom because they be coming home from my mom's house with all kind of things.
I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Let's get to the gatekeeping though. Give us
Go ahead. Give us some context for gatekeeping.
The context. All right. So I'm gonna give y'all the context. I just want to be very clear. It started in nonsense, but it developed into something pretty real. All right. So I'm sure, or I'm hoping that you guys recently caught a real funny clip out there. It's Sierra. She was doing an interview, and the host had asked her how was her co-parenting experience with Future going, and her response, her response was just laughter. She laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed.
I love that clip.
It was. I thought it was phenomenal. I thought it was phenomenal. So phenomenal, I shared it with my homies. All right. I threw it in the group chat, and
they ate you alive for that. But go ahead.
Nah, I fought the good fight, Cap. I fought the good fight.
Good for you. Good for you.
All right. So the first comment I got back was, "Yo, why is this acceptable from the ladies? But if a guy did this, it wouldn't be as accepted." That was comment number one, and my response was, "Hey, big dog, you know Future be on some bullshit."
Thank you.
That was hot. That was all I said. The next comment was from a different homie, and his response was, "But what if he's not? What if he is actually the only reasonable one, the only logical one in that dynamic?" And I said, you can't be serious.
Thank you.
You can't be serious, right? And they gave me some pushback. And when it started to turn from nonsense to serious was when I said, in my experience, women only act this way when the man is not holding up their end of the bargain. And the direct response I got was, nah, bro, you wrong. All women gatekeep their children. All women gatekeep their children. All women gatekeep.
So wait, and this is the man group chat you're in?
First off, I love my guys. I love my bros. We not going.
But you get different perspectives. You keep your friends.
The
you
man
keep
group
friends.
chat.
You
Don't call it
that.
the man group chat. But yes, it was a group chat full of men. All right. Yes. And from there, I just started to challenge. Firstly, define gatekeeping, and then tell me how men don't play a role in that. And we argued for maybe a good 10 minutes. And then another day, we spent like a whole hour kind of going back and forth about his real thoughts about gatekeeping and how it occurs, when it occurs, why it occurs, if he plays a role, does it matter if he's doing his job or not? And I was not surprised, but kind of surprised on where he landed on some of these things. And so I guess what I wanted to discuss with you guys is do women gatekeep their children? Is it okay? Does a man play a role in the type of gatekeeping that is going on? And how much of a role does he play? Is it inevitable the child just will be gate kept, I guess? You know what I'm saying? I kind of wanted to explore that and get some female perspective. Me and my wife have talked about this a lot, and I got hers, and I want everybody to know she and I align fully. Uh, we do not oppose views on this, but I do want to open it up to you guys and kind of get your feedback on it.
Well, I'm not, listen, I'm gonna say number one, all anything is incorrect. We'll say that for a flat out statement. And
Absolutely.
that right there is, nobody can argue me that. All right. All anything is a flat out wrong statement. We'll start there. Number two, I will say that there are some women that, yes, who use their children as pawns. I will say that, yes, that's an absolute thing. I will say, though, I don't say all, and I don't even know that I would say it's 50-50. You know what I mean? Of women that do that. I feel like there's a lot of women who give men so much rope, as to answer your next question, do men have a part of it? They give them so much rope and they just get tired. They get tired of dealing or get tired of the man disappointing. And so then they'll say, stay out of my life till you get your shit together or something like that. And then it's, oh, you're gatekeeping my child.
Let me be very clear about the implications. First off, there were many implications, but one of them was this idea that if you and I are in a relationship and that doesn't go the way you thought it would go, insert the gatekeeping right there.
So he just assumes as soon as the relationship goes bad, then
because you can't have me, I can't have full access to my child. That is the first idea.
No, so load
up your guns. Load up your guns. I want to hear it.
No, that's a no. I don't agree with that. I just don't. He's wrong. He's wrong, and I don't know your friend, and if I'm wrong, you could correct me, but he's giving off deadbeat vibes. He's giving off future vibes. He's giving off fuckboy vibes. He's giving off, I want to come over here and have you cook me dinner, do all this shit, but I'm not your man. Don't get it twisted vibes. He's that nigga to take you on a whole trip, but he don't really post you vibes. He's giving off those type of vibes.
I'm going to say you went 2 for 4 right there. You went 2 for 4 right there.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Go ahead, Nettie Boo.
Mm-hmm. That's what he's giving off future vibes. Like he would defend a future. What if that nigga, she's probably lying.
Nettie Boo, go ahead, sweetie.
So I just want to say I agree that all anything is untrue.
Right.
I am going to say that parenting is fucking hard. And I'm only in it 3 years and it's fucking hard. And if anything was to happen and my household was to break out of being a 2-parent household, let me tell you something, okay?
7 days.
7 days. 7 days. 7 days.
The
only time I can see myself gatekeeping is if I feel like my child is in danger on that side. And there are other interventions that will happen. Other than that, and I'm 3 years in, so at this point, I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of what happened on that side, and I'm good with 7 days on, 7 days off. And I'm dead-ass serious. I have a friend of a friend. This is a little bit of proof that all women don't gatekeep their children. I have a friend of a friend who was divorced, had 2 children, was divorced. She does 7 days on, 7 days off. Let me tell you something. On her 7 days off, she is gone. Like that it's not me right now. It's not me right now. I'm living my life. And I just be on Instagram like, Jesus Christ. Like, goodness fucking gracious.
I'm
If
living
I
my
could
best life.
Duval, okay?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, ain't no gatekeep for what?
Mm.
For what? Especially, I have a son. He needs male figure. Like, granted, I have male friends. I have cousins. No, you need to learn some stuff from your dad. No, gatekeep for what?
Yeah.
If he's safe,
why?
Go.
Right.
Even if there are areas where we don't align with parenting, right? Because that could be a reason too. Even if we can't have conversations, there's a workaround. As long as my child is safe,
yeah,
right? Like, okay, I'm gonna potty train this way, you gonna potty train that way. It's potty training. Or
I'm
just
potty training. Duality.
You not potty training. We'll figure it out.
Your child just gonna learn duality.
But I'm not gatekeeping my child because we didn't work out. What?
Right.
What? No, and I've only gave selfish reasons, right? What does that do for the child?
Facts.
Right?
So that's where I was
okay,
going.
let me insert this, right? So you said you're not gatekeeping your child because you guys didn't work out.
Right.
What if in addition to not working out, you and dad had a pretty volatile relationship? Like, words are often exchanged. Maybe people are getting called out of their names. Maybe you really just don't like this cat as a human, right? Like, I don't feel you, bro. Like, the way you speak to me is wild, disrespectful.
Y'all triggered.
Is that
what I would say, and I know that I'm not a parent, but what I would say is if he's not doing that with my child, I'm gonna remove myself and let him love up on his child. You ain't gonna talk to me like that. And I know that you don't talk to our child like that. So go have fun. Like she says, 7 days, 7 days.
However,
because you can't.
You're not going to talk to my child
Yeah,
about
that's what
me.
That
You're
part.
not going
you
to
gotta
talk
add
to
that
my
part.
child about me like that. And you're not going to allow anyone else to
That
talk
part.
to my child about me like that.
But what if they cross
In
those
that
lines?
respect, so then that's safety. That's mental safety.
Okay.
All
right, wait. We gotta get Panda. Because Panda has so. I'm ready, Panda. I'm ready.
Because I'm sitting here thinking of how much I want to disclose because Boston is a very small city and
y'all Hondurians?
I don't even care about the Hondurans. I could care less. I'm more worried about my children having to deal with hearing what I had to experience as their mom with their donors. That's what I'm more concerned about. I don't care about the adults. I'm more concerned about my children's lives being protected, what their experience. That's more of my concern of how much I want to reveal. I could give a shit less about the adults. Like,
so are you gatekeeping? You not gatekeeping?
So I don't gatekeep. I wish that their fathers did their parts because as soon as they called and was like, I'm coming, they was ready. I wouldn't tell them that they were coming due to the fear of a possible disappointment and then later having to explain to them why their parent isn't coming.
That's fair.
So no, I did not gatekeep. I was exhausted. Come get them. You got a girl? Send her to come and get them if you can. Let me give her my address. Let me give her my number so she can call me. Come get them. I was tired, bruh. I wasn't gatekeeping nobody. I was the one like, oh, that's who you want to have in your life? Can we sit down and have a conversation so we can have a schedule? And the wife, I probably met her twice. And my children are 15. They've been married for about 14 years. Why have I only met you twice? I don't want him in any way, shape, or form. So everything that you just described, bruh, I don't care about none of that.
So you got three women right here who's saying gate creeping is a lie.
I don't care what you got going on in your life. As long as you are doing for our children, do you. As long as my children are okay, do you. It's at the point my children don't answer their donors' phone calls anymore because of what you guys just said. He bad talks me to them. They're not having it.
So I will say that with the talk information, so my mom would do that, about my dad. And then one day I said to her, I was older, and I said to her, listen, I don't want to hear it anymore.
Yeah,
because y'all got married, y'all had me. The whole thing couldn't have been bad. He can't be an all-around terrible person. Now I'm older and I can see more, he's 70-30 a bad person. But what I'm saying is I had to tell her stop doing that so that don't tarnish, let me see for myself. And then B, it was I don't know how you did, and she never gate kept me either. I will say that. Like if he acted like he wanted to come around and wanted to do something, great. But she was not forcing me. She was not harassing him. It was okay. You want to do right this week by your daughter? Okay, great. Come get her. Take her to McDonald's. You know what I mean? It was no gatekeeping.
To be fair, so a few things. Michael said that 7-7 works when y'all 50-50 parenting. And dudes like Future barely do 10%, but will champion all the things the mother has done. You're absolutely right. It does only work when you're 50-50 parenting or 60-40. Maybe you gotta go down to 70-30. But listen, you can do 2% on your 7 days. The thing is, the child is going to get to an age, like Big Cat just said, where they're going to realize it, and that's who is going to judge you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be the reason why nothing. Yeah. I want to say that's the first thing. And then the second thing is, what gets difficult is, as a parent, your life is no longer yours, right? You make so many sacrifices. And what I can understand is, if I become the primary parent and I'm making all of these sacrifices, and then you're making all of these empty promises that keep getting broken, I'm adjusting and adjusting and adjusting. I can understand, like, bruh, stop calling my phone, telling me you're going to do this. Tired. And then I think you come and do this. So I'm like, all right, boom. He going to come pick her up. I'm going to go to the grocery store, go to the laundromat, go do this, that, and the third. You show up at 7 p.m. like, dog, or don't show up at all. But even if you do show up, you show up at 7 p.m., you're supposed to drop her back off at 9 because we got to get ready for school tomorrow. No, you're not taking her at 7. No. And then that's when the conversation of, oh, you're gatekeeping. I just want to see my child, blah, blah, blah. I can understand that frustration being the primary parent. Like, listen, the inconsistency and being inconsiderate will push someone to then put controls on how you're going to interact with the child. So I can understand. To be fair, I can understand something like that.
Yeah, and I think there's a difference. Gatekeeping is full on keeping the kid to themselves.
That's what I'm saying. Coming out the gate, like, oh no, if we're not gonna be together, then you're not gonna see the child.
Yeah, that's totally different.
But built up behaviors of just toxicity, I can understand.
You're protecting your child's mental.
Protecting my child's mental, and then at that point, it's now affecting mine too, because I'm making plans based off of you sticking to your responsibilities, and you're not, and now it's affecting me. So no, you cannot come get her because my mom said she's gonna watch her, so that I can get all of these things done. Figure it out.
Right, and imagine having to have 2 while you go run your errands.
Word.
Because I had twins. Make it make sense. And then, you know what I wanted to say to you. One, off topic. How did you evolve? Would you went to therapy or something?
Who you talking to, me?
You. Yeah, you, not them. You, Mr. Homie. How did you evolve? Because first of all, there aren't a lot of men that hold other men accountable for their lack of
future ways.
First of all,
I'm gonna just say what it is. There's not a lot of men that hold men accountable for their bullshit. They don't be like, yo, what's wrong with you? Are you even thinking of the other perspective? There's not a lot of men that do that. So bravo to you for doing that. Because what you just described is what Twitter is now calling man math. That is boy math. It's not making sense. It's not adding up. 1 and 1 ain't making 2 to your friend. And I pray that you send this show to him so he can watch it. Because bruh, it ain't adding up. I get it. There are women that do a lot of crazy things to hold their children back from dads that don't deserve it. There's a lot of women that do a lot of things that put men in chokeholds to keep them in relationships that they don't want to be. Trust me, I've seen all of those. I have 3 brothers. I've seen a lot of what women can do. I am a woman. I know what we can do. So I've seen all the different perspectives. I've seen all the different avenues of all of that. And I've experienced all of those avenues of which way life can go. All right. So to that friend, he really needs to do better. Because like Big Cap said, he does sound like he's a fuckboy because he's already co-signing Future. And it's consistent behavior. He didn't only do it to Sierra. He did it to the other mothers.
He got like 7 of them. None of
Hold
them
on,
is
hold on, hold on.
Nick
Let me
Cannon
insert.
is more
Let me insert a
consistent
little
with
more.
his
Yes.
kids. Nick Cannon is more consistent, and he got more kids than him.
It's his track record. It's who he is as a person.
Yeah, 100%. Let me insert this though, because while we were having the conversation, I think I was using or maybe receiving the term gatekeeping very literally, and the conversation mostly centered around like physical custody or like physical presence, right? Like a mom withholding the child, like maybe stopping the dad, or making it harder,
like you
right?
not letting me be near my kid.
And then I felt, I felt he moved the goalpost on me. He redefined gatekeeping, and and
he wanted to win the argument. Go ahead.
Hey, let me tell you,
What's
he was.
his sign?
Hey, I had him on the ropes. So he redefined gatekeeping, and what he said was, your gatekeeping doesn't only have to do with like physically being able to see your kid. It has to do with like many things like decision making and not including me on items like that, or like a mom feeling like she has the final say on all types of decisions from little ones to small ones. He cited um how like Panda, how specific do I want to be? Let me give you this. My sister has a son, and nobody likes his dad. My nephew grew up with braids, and my sister was like, yo, I want you to take my son to get his first haircut. So I took my nephew to my barber. We got his first haircut. His dad was not thrilled at all. At all. And while I, on my big bro shit, was, man, fuck you for real.
Simple.
As I grew and got older,
should.
I kind of thought about this. If it were my child and my child were going to get his first haircut, like, is that something that I would want to know about? Is that something
would
that
hope to give the option of being there?
Maybe I didn't want my son to get his haircut. Maybe I wanted these braids to last a little longer. Maybe I wanted one of the locks. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so it's still fuck you to homie, but on my mature shit, I am thinking, is that an example of gatekeeping? And wait, but before you jump in, I did a little footwork for the pod. I want to read you something real quick.
Remember your thought. Focus.
I'm trying to remember.
Go ahead. I want to hear it, homie.
So I had to start looking up like what gatekeeping is according to the internet, and they have a whole term. It's literally called maternal gatekeeping. All right, and let me tell you something. Some man, he went off on y'all because I'm sure this was written by a man. But in regards to something like that, and there's a lot here, but I just wanted to read this one thing just to kind of like give maybe a different perspective on what gatekeeping might be. It says whether and how often she, being the mom, includes and updates dad on their child's health, schooling, athletic, religious, and social life. So it's not, I guess, according to them, it's not only physically keeping the child from the dad, but it's also like not including him on decision making, information, health, stuff like that. And that's what happened to me in real time when my guy changed the goalpost. Like, nah, it's not just that, it's all this other stuff. And I'm just like, here we go. Okay. So what do y'all say? Like, speak specifically to me taking my nephew to get his haircut. Gatekeeping, not gatekeeping.
Know he has a child?
Say what?
Does dad not know he has a child?
Hey, man.
No.
First off, I'm not defending him. I'm with you.
Why do I need to call you to tell you your child needs anything? You should be calling me, because if I have the child more than 50% of the time, you should be reaching out to me to ask me what they need. Hey, when is school starting? I know September's coming up. You need money for school shopping? Hey, I know first day of school might be coming up. Did they send anything out to tell me about the child? And I'm pretty sure if that behavior is consistent enough, mom will already communicate this information, because dad already has this type of communication style with her. Right. Dad's already making the effort. Dad is already applying pressure. It's just like when you're dating or when you want a job. You put in the work. in order to get
Again,
the
to go
results.
back to my first point, I said I don't think women act this way when dudes are on top of their shit.
Exactly. And
That
I'm
was
going to
the
co-sign
first thing
that.
I
That was
said.
the one, that was the comment of yours I wanted to co-sign. If you're doing your part, we typically don't give you a hard time.
We out the way.
We're literally going to leave you alone if you're doing your part. But then you also have the men that are still screwing their child's mother and then acting a different way, which is now complicating the relationship. So if you don't want to be with me, stop doing me.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
A lot of things come into play, but
let me
let's
tell you
leave out
something.
the screw
Because
part,
I
that's a whole
want
nother
to.
story.
That is.
I was gonna say thank you, Cap. I didn't want to say it. I'm glad you, because that's a different conversation.
Okay, sorry.
Let's focus on the haircut. Let's go back
I'm
to
gonna
it.
speak to the haircut, not the haircut specifically, but things like the haircut.
Yeah,
This stuff is not easy. Decision making is not easy because remember, I am still a person that I'm making decisions for, right? I'm still a person that I'm keeping up with. And now I have this child that I have to keep up with. I don't want to have to do it by myself. Doctor's appointments, haircuts, all of it. Do you know what the email from school look like for all of the stuff that's coming up? All the papers I gotta sign, homework is coming home. He's 3, he got homework. What the fuck? This is not easy. I literally, he has his own calendar. And then you have the recreational stuff, all the activities. You got to research what's the best one. I live in the suburbs now and I have a black son. Now I'm looking into like, okay, what the teachers look like here? What are the reviews here? What's going on here? Paying attention to his personality. Is he going to like this sport? Is he going to want to do this? Talking to him, trying. All this decision making is mentally exhausting.
You love it.
It's mentally exhausting.
Right. So don't sit here and try to tell
I didn't even tell you that about laundry. I didn't even tell you about grocery shopping for the kid that liked macaroni and cheese last week, and now he don't like macaroni and cheese this week.
Hello.
So you gatekeeping the grocery list?
Hello.
Clearly.
No.
Must be.
No.
Clearly, homie. Clearly.
No.
Why didn't you tell me about the grocery?
So what I'm getting from all this conversation is that I'm
I don't want to do it by myself.
To not have a child. I'm lucky, right?
So I go back to 7-7. On the 7 days that's on mine, my grocery list gonna be good. I know what activities we got for them 7 days. I know what's happening at school for them 7 days. On the 7 days off, you miss something, talk to your dad. That was his week. Talk to your dad. And I am adamant and I truly believe once the children get to a certain age, remember, I have a nephew that's 17. They are going to see it.
They will.
Yes,
they do.
Yes,
they do.
I don't have to.
You don't have to say it.
You don't.
They will see
it. So as long as you're safe and you're not putting my child in any type of danger that's physical, mental, emotional, or anything, I'm not gatekeeping. I'm not gatekeeping decisions. I'm not gatekeeping. No.
And I'm not gatekeeping the fact that you inconsistent. If my child asks, I'm not gonna bad talk you, but I'm just gonna. What do you want me to say? Like, you know, I don't have a child.
And at 3, my child knows how to call people. He has his tablet. He knows how to call people on WhatsApp. So somebody promise you they're gonna do something. Go call them. Go call them.
See where they at. She's like,
3.
call them, make them accountable at 3. Make them feel bad at 3. You call them, honey.
Because you're going to speak up about your feelings.
Yeah, I agree with you. Listen, the longer I've been on this planet, the more I'm learning as a person, and whoever's in my life is just going to benefit from it because it's all for the good. So, and for people to go back to what Big Cap said, for those of you that are not parents yet and you want to be parents, I would totally do this momhood all over again. I would just make better decisions on who I had the children with. I absolutely love being a mother. I don't regret one bit of it. It's just who I chose to have the children with.
And I hear that 70% of the time.
The only mistake I made was the who. I would absolutely do this mom stuff again. Not in 2023. 70% because
of the time. Yeah. What about now? So would you guys suggest I get,
because of where I am now as a person, no, I don't have the patience for it. I give kudos to all the parents who have small children that are in my age group. Us 35 and up, because I'm 40. I could not see myself with a young child at this phase of my life. Cannot.
What about adopting?
No,
You didn't
I
have
don't
the
even want
first
that. I used
That
to
ain't the
want
hard
to
part.
adopt. I used to want to adopt when my kids were smaller, and I was like, when I'm about to be an empty nester, I still want kids in the house. No, I've completely changed my mind. I am no, I'm just looking forward to the freedom, the full freedom that I didn't have prior to being a mom, like while I was a mom, while they were younger. I still have a responsibility to them, but it's not as grip of a tight hold. You know what I mean? I could let go of that rope a lot. And now to have to start all over again,
you would love it.
Nah. No, thank you.
Let me tell
I
you
love
something,
kids to
Big Cat.
death.
I'm gonna have a
thank
baby
you.
and I'm gonna just drop the
is
baby
not
off
the hard
to
part.
you.
That's
I thought
fine
about
because you're
being a
coming to
surrogate.
get it. Oh, you'll find that baby at the police station. I promise you. I'm not trying to be a trigger warning,
Big Cat.
but I promise you, I'll watch your child, but you have to come and get it. I will drop it off to the closest. I'm not. I cannot. I don't want to. I don't. With all due respect.
Yes, homie.
I love children to death, but
well,
you gotta
what I was going to tell
out.
you is because I hear you over there trying to duck parenthood, and I want to just reaffirm being an auntie is great.
It is.
I told her that.
I did.
And I
You could
love
be
being
an aunt.
an auntie. I
Auntie
love
is
being
cool.
the auntie. I love
Auntie
the
is
Christmas
cool.
time coming. I can hit them with the mystery bag and I could go ham because I don't have other kids to worry about and I could be
Being auntie is cool for sure.
It is. There's nothing wrong with that. I just didn't want the people who aren't parents that want to be parents to be kind of scared. It is a scary thing, but such is life. There's no guarantee in life. If you want to do it, shot.
If you want to do it, you should do it.
I didn't research.
Sure.
Sure.
Because
she said I didn't get enough references for mine. I'm done.
I didn't
Nowadays,
get enough
you gotta
references.
interview the mama,
You
the
gotta
daddy,
interview
the cousin,
everybody.
Because
let me tell you gotta
so
interview
you can hear the
everybody.
same story that they done told them. Is that
You
what they're
gotta
telling
interview
you?
everybody and take it with a grain of salt because perspective is key.
Because the nana will lie.
And mama might too. But listen to the sister. She might be like, I can't stand him. Let me tell you why. But I also want to get to the fact of the matter that we are almost 2 hours in. So this is going to have to be split up into part 1 and part 2 because the conversation was so great. I'm pretty sure the people, an hour and 20 minutes, that's still a lot. I'm pretty sure that the people in the audience didn't even realize it that we've been on for
now
so
wait
long.
before you even get there.
No,
yeah, I was gonna say I want to hear these
because
comments. I
Michael,
need to hear this.
Carla, and Beijing had their own conversation.
Did they?
They
Conversation.
wasn't even listening to us. They was talking about what was going on in Carla's house.
You know
so,
what?
Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to y'all indeed, because Lanice, that usually watches as well, if she's on, shout out to you. She told me last week, she's like, in the comments, we be having our own thing going on. So that's a plus to the viewers. If you are watching this live, shout out to you because you're actually getting to see the comments. We can't do both the comments and do the recording. So whatever you're seeing, if once we edit the show, you can't see the comments. So that's a plus side to being
so you better jump in
on the live. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that business card. It's the digital business card if you're on Instagram, and you can go to all the platforms and follow us there so you don't ever miss out on anything. Because if you're like me and got FOMO, you don't want to miss out. You got fear of missing out. Hit that subscribe button. Follow us everywhere so you can get all the notifications. So yeah, shout out to everybody in the audience. So we want to read another comment.
Mrs. J, welcome.
Hey, Miss J.
But she agrees that she likes spoiling her niece and then dropping her off. Peace out.
That's what's up. I am not mad at the people that do not want children. It's not for everybody. Everything ain't for everybody. And that people should just accept it.
I can always change my mind later on down the line, but I don't have to push one out. I can just adopt. Like that's always my thought process. Like if I get at a point where I'm like, oh, I missed out, I'll just adopt.
I don't want to.
Have you looked into the adoption process?
I know, and then that might discourage me, and I just might go back to being the rich auntie. So
hey, listen, I thought adoption was free. It's not.
It's not. You gotta pay for that. I know.
Listen.
But
because I'm thinking they trying to get rid of the kids, right? They all need homes for the kids.
Listen. Some of the babies are cheap. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna drive a hard bargain. All right.
I thought y'all was trying to.
I thought they was trying to get rid of the kids.
But I thought that was the point. Like, how you making us pay for them?
That's unreal.
My goodness. You know what? did we get all of our thoughts out about these two topics?
Yeah, this was good.
This was good.
We need Homie again.
We did enjoy your presence here today, Mr. Homie.
Thank you.
We appreciate you for
I'm
joining
gonna
us.
give y'all a little secret. So if y'all been watching the show, our followers, whenever I say, you know, I checked in with my male friend, this is
It
who I
was
checked in with.
Homie.
And as y'all can see, y'all see why this
Now
is my
we get-
sounding
yeah.
board.
That's funny.
That's what's up. Thanks, Mr. Homie. I wish I
Holding people accountable. See, you know who he is? He has transformed from a future. He might have been a future back in his day, but that's why he could call them futures out. He's a whole Russell right now. This man's a Russell. He's transformed. He's calling out them futures like, nah, my God. Let's talk about this on the side.
you know who
I know that was supposed to be a compliment.
It was.
it is a compliment.
I know it was.
It's a compliment.
I know it was.
It's a
I'm
compliment.
gonna receive it that way. I'm choosing to receive it.
There you go.
Perspective
Thank
is
you.
everything.
Hey, Panda, acceptance.
Everything.
Acceptance.
Yes. That's the first part of life. Once you start to accept things as they are, life becomes a lot more peaceful internally. You just gotta accept it, even if it's bad.
Stop fighting
Accept
it, guys. Stop fighting it.
Yep, and then make a joke out of it. Stop laughing about this shit. You won't even remember no more.
Word.
But so I do have one follow-up last question about the topic. Were you able to change Future's mind? That's the question.
Big Cap, his name ain't Future.
Yes, it is.
His name, my guy's not Future.
His
I
Tried
name
to slip it in there. It was real smooth. It was real smooth. I like it.
Okay, were you able to change his mind? That's the question.
Absolutely not.
See,
But
he's
you wanna
this
know
is
something?
why he's in the future.
But here's the deal though. Here's the deal. I will tell you this. This is what I'll give my guy. About same day, maybe 3 hours later, randomly, he said, "Yo, bro, you gave me a lot to think about." And you know something? I can accept that.
It's a start.
I'll take it.
It's a start.
I'll
He's
take it.
still future. He's starting to shape shift. That's what it is. You know how they show you the meme where the person all of a sudden turns into the other. He's in the beginning phases of this. You got to keep pounding him, dude. You got to keep hammering it into don't be a future.
Bro, they asked for his zodiac sign.
See, people want to know.
Hey, what's at the end? What's at the end of May?
What's that?
Gemini.
I ain't surprised. They fucking tapped as a motherfucker.
Look,
They're like,
I knew I shouldn't have answered that.
Listen, the way Gemini think.
I knew I shouldn't have answered that.
The way Gemini think.
You let them people be.
Listen,
You let them people be.
That's all you get to say. I just want to thank everybody for joining us. You know, it's always peace, love, and light with us because we're always with the shits. And oh yeah, you don't have social media, so I can't even tell them your handles. But you
don't drop off though. Don't drop off.
Don't drop off. We're gonna end the live, but we need you to stay on.
Yeah.
Right.
Sidebar conversation.
Yeah, because Gemini, I got things. Okay,
do you want to shout out anybody?
One of the commenters who sent the question in, that's my baby. So shout out to her.
Who's that?
Niece.
Oh, Niece is your wife?
Yeah.
Hi, Niece. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for letting us borrow him for the last hour and a half.
Hey, she held it down. She held it down with bedtime tonight, so I could come down.
Oh, see? Shared responsibilities. That's all I'm looking for. Some shared responsibilities. That's what I wanted to say. I don't do double standards. That's what I wanted to say to you. So all that, I don't really do double standards. So
What are you referring to?
I can't remember, but it was something earlier.
And I knew she couldn't because when she trailed off, it said, dumb. It was the wheel turning.
It was way earlier.
It was like wait, what was
like
it?
an hour and a half ago. Somebody said something, and I was like, no, that's a double standard. I don't like that.
It's time to end it. Do you have any shout outs, Nettie?
Shout out to my baby. He graduated in swim class. He went from J1 to J2.
I love that for him.
That's all I got. I mean, family, friends, love y'all, bro. You the best. Thank you.
Oh, me? Shout out to my sissy pool. You know I love my sissy.
Yes, you do.
And then shout out to just the universe giving me the job that I have right now. It brings me so much joy to have a job where I actually like it. I like 60% of the people, which is a good number to have. And the few that I'm not too fond of, I know which day to ignore, to not go in, so I don't even have to deal with it. It's just a beautiful thing. So,
I love you got that flexibility.
Yo, it's dope.
It is.
It's
I'm serious.
Dope. It really is. Like, I working at the hospital for 15 years and not having any flexibility, and then to switch over to this, I thought it was bullshit for the longest time, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. All this free, all this, yo, we even gonna get into it. So shout out to my job, my sis, and just the universe. Life is good.
It is. I had to remind myself of that all this week, that life is actually pretty good. I'm doing my best this week to remain living in gratitude, because life isn't that bad.
Amen.
Life really isn't that bad. People make life hard. Life is going to have its moments. Life is going to life, but it's definitely about perspective. And I do my best to try to wake up in gratitude, and I do my best to try to go to sleep in gratitude. And it gives you a whole different perspective on life. And in all actuality, I'm in a really good place. And I just want to shout out the universe as well, because things are definitely in alignment. I'm definitely having better connections with people. Like, this is dope. He's a dope friend. Thank you, Natty Boo, for introducing us to the homie. You know, I like conversation too. So all of this is what's up. You know, I appreciate you joining our team. What is the last year and a half? That's been extremely great addition to us. It's been great. It's been great. It's been great. We've been through a lot of challenges, and we're still sticking it out. My little big cap over here, she knows she's my G-string. Sometimes, no, I'm her G-string, and she be like, "But she get out my ass." But I appreciate her too. So these are the people that I want to shout out, and of course, Tashi, thank you for doing all that you do.
See, this was the moment that you were supposed to do that. Remember in the beginning, Tashi, in the beginning, girl?
I had to thank her then, because I had to start the show off with gratitude, because, girl, you can't be taking no 2 weeks vacation like that no more.
Do you hear me?
No, sir.
That's how employers you can't even enjoy your time.
She did. And even when she tried to talk to me about work, I was like, you're on vacation.
Good for
Do
you.
not talk to me about work. Nah. So, no, I just want to shout out everybody that makes this happen, because the behind the scenes work for Pandagasms is a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of meetings. It's a lot of conversations. And as much as I love doing it, it's still very overwhelming, but I still love it nonetheless. So shout out to everybody that makes this happen, that makes this work, because without you guys helping out in the background,
we're gonna leak the news
we
about
wouldn't be here.
a live show sometime.
So yes, we are gonna plan the live show. I just put out and save the date. What did I say? March 23rd. March 23rd. We're gonna do a live show.
I've been on her ass.
So put that in you guys' brains. I've had a lot. We're going to do a transparency show since fall is coming, and we're going to slow down, because I'm a firm believer of family, and with the holidays, I don't care what reason you celebrate the holidays, celebrate how you celebrate. I just like for us to take that time off, for us to do what we need to do, how we want to do it. So, you know, the live show is coming. We will do our best to have it live stream, so you guys can buy tickets and watch it online. But definitely, the show is coming up in March. So
in March, guys, just keep it in mind. We heard y'all. We got you.
We heard y'all. We're coming. When we get to the transparency before we slow down for the fall season, you'll get to see why things have to be what they are.
Yeah,
acceptance is key.
More. I'm done.
So I want to close out the show, reiterating a lot of what everyone said. One of my friends, not him, sent me this the other day. Remember that it's important to be grateful and focus on what's going right. It's okay to gently work on what's going hard.
Yeah.
Which is important, because sometimes we pull all of our focus into fixing what's going hard. It's okay to shift that, to change it, and give most of your focus to what's going right, and gently work on what's going wrong.
The cups always half full.
Shout out to friends. I agree. We do need that gentle reminder. I think that's it for the shout outs.
It is.
I appreciate you guys. We're going to do our best to see you next week. We're going to have some great content for you. So make sure you tune in. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Next week, Wednesday, Facebook and YouTube, 7:30 p.m. And follow us on Patreon.